day 7, getting ready to go live here. Let's tag everybody, let you know that we are live. Now obviously I'm doing my best to do a consistent start time, but I do want to get as many people on these live calls as we possibly can, and by changing when we're doing it, it just opens up the availability for everybody. Now, for those of you that can't make it even at this different time, still same thing, no worries. Hashtag replay in the description, or I'm sorry, down in the comments below. That's just fine here. And that's the whole idea behind these videos, is that you don't have to be here, but we do want to show up each day. So we're just tagging everybody inside the group. I think that's everybody. I do apologize if we missed everybody. We got Jerry on live, awesome, and we got a hashtag live from him. I love that. Hopefully you can hear me. We got the good mic on today, so the audio should be nice and crisp and clear. Just refreshing my computer over here so we can see any comments that might be coming in. But otherwise, without further ado, let's get after it. Let me start by emptying my pockets a little bit. All right, so let's recap what we've done the first 6 days, and then let's learn something new here on day 7. So let's balance right knee nice and high, working on those balance centers. Remember, the higher we get it, the more difficult and demanding it becomes. We're going to squeeze that forearm nice and tight in hand and foot circles. We're going to coordinate them so that they're all moving at the same time. It's not about speed, it's about quality of movement. Let's switch directions. 3, 4, and 5, and then we switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch directions. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we press down up into the meaty part of our neck, that area that we always go see a masseuse to work those knots out. We can do it ourselves. We push down, arm circles, nice and big backwards. I like my hand open, my fingers spread, and my fingers pulled back. 4 and 5, and then we change it up, go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch it up. Now I'm playing around with where my fingers are pushing down. Sometimes it's going to be up by my neck, sometimes by my shoulders, sometimes in front, sometimes behind. It does change. Right arm across the body, push it away, hand open, fingers pulled back. As we raise up, we slowly go. One arm is pushing, one arm is pulling. The whole time we can add rotation just to work that shoulder up a little bit more. We go as high as our body will let us take it. I'm feeling a really good stretch right there, so I'm just gonna hang out for a second. Big breath, and then back down, and it already feels better than just a second ago. We're gonna go right back up for a second time. Really nice. Ooh, good stretch, and back down. Now we switch sides, same thing. Push that arm away from you while pulling it at the same time. We raise up. Ooh, I'm gonna stop there for just a second. I found a really good spot. We're gonna add a little rotation. Just played golf the last 2 days in this spot on my left shoulder. This tends to give me a little bit of problem just because that's our anchor. As a righty golfer, we're always turning and pulling down using those muscles. So just spending a little bit extra time there for myself, because that's where I'm tight. You might find that you're tight somewhere else, in which case you should spend time there. Okay, divers presses. Both arms out in front, right arm over top, palms together. We go up above our head. We press those hands together. We push them up to the sky. We squeeze our butt. We breathe. We're turning the hands. The blades are together. The backs of our hands are together. Oh, I'm just hanging out. Hang on. There we go. Got a little pop in my right shoulder. Feels much better. And now big sweep down and back. This time left arm on top. We go back up top. And we want to make sure that we have an opportunity to stay symmetrical, especially with this particular exercise. Whatever arm is on top is going to put the shoulder in a different position than the one that's on the bottom. And we just have to make sure that they're worked out properly. From here, big sweep down and back, and then right into our flip downs. You see how that transitions so easily there. We're going to keep our chest tall. We're pulling the arms down, flipping the hands in the bottom position. You can see it from the side. My chest never collapses. If it does, I lose that stretch. So I just got to keep it tall. If anything, we lean slightly back in that bottom position. From here, we're going into our toe touches with a little sky reach. Now we're opening up the hips and the posterior or our backside. As we go down, remember the knees stay out, they don't collapse in, and your knees don't need to be locked. If we lock our knees, you're going to feel a big tug behind the kneecap. If you soften them as you push the hips back, we're going to stretch all the way up the backside of our leg, and that's what we want. This is also important because when we get to the top, we're squeezing our butt, and we need our butt to be active. It's much easier to squeeze your butt leaning back than it is leaning forward, so we can start to get that to open up and work for us. We're going to go a few more here, and then we're going to get into our new component today, day 7. So day 7, we're going to introduce some side bending. Okay, so yesterday we started to work the spine forward and backward. Now we're going to add side to side. Here's how we do it. Right arm goes behind your body. It can go on your head, it can go on your back, it can go far down your back. It can go wherever that you can get it. But the goal here is to drive this arm up. But similar to what we did with our shoulder power stretching, we're going to put this hand on the elbow. If you can put it behind your head, that's great. If you need to put it in front of your head, go ahead. And that's perfectly fine. So hand on the elbow. Now the elbow is going to push up as hard and as high as it can, but the hand is going to pull it back down. And this creates a big stretch from the elbow down the arm into the armpit. Now we're going to make this even more intensive by leaning with it. And the stretch is going to go from the elbow to the shoulder all the way down to the side of the body. So we drive that elbow up, hold it in place, lean to the side. Now I have a stretch down the entire side of my body, and I'm going to take a big breath. Hold that breath, keep pushing, keep leaning, and then as you exhale, you can go a little bit farther. And now let's switch sides. Other elbow is up, hand on that elbow. Drive the elbow up while pulling it down. Big stretch on the side of my arm. Now I'm leaning, and that stretch goes all the way down my body. Big breath. Lean, lean, lean. Drive, drive, drive. Exhale. And we can go a little farther. Now, one addition that we're going to add here, because you guys can't see it, is my hand on the backside. And what I like to do is with my hand on my body here, as I'm pushing the elbow up, I like to take my fingers and spread them and pull my fingers away while keeping the palm touching my body. Okay? So hand on the elbow, push the elbow up. We're going to lean to the side, and now I'm going to take my fingers and pull them away from my body. That makes it a little bit more intensive of a stretch. Big breath. And then lean. And we can go a little farther. Same thing, switch sides, drive the elbow up, open the hand, pull it away, lean to the side, drive. And relax. And that is our side bends, power side bends for day 7. Let's see if we have any questions coming in. A few more of you have hopped on live. I don't see any on my phone. I got a hashtag live here over on the live side of the group. Okay, we'll give it just a second. I know there's a little delay between me saying things and you guys hearing it. But if you have any questions, now is a great time, especially for those of you on live. If you're watching the replay, don't forget hashtag replay down in the comments below and ask any questions. I know for a lot of you, shoulder and neck and the ability to turn and get into a good position in the swing, those are all things that you guys have said are really important. And so by working these sides muscles under the arm, under the lat that runs along the rib cage, being able to bend sideways, that's super important for being able to get into a shot and turn and clear through. Because as we rotate, we also side bend. Okay, as I rotate, we're also side bending, and we have to be able to get into that position. So it's very important that our body is able to keep up. All right, here we go. How many sets should we be doing? That's a great question coming in from Suzanne. Generally, the best practice is to do 2 per side. So right elbow up, drive, lean to the side. That's 1, switch, 2, switch, 3, switch, 4. So that's 2 per side, 4 total. That's usually enough to get you what you need to feel. As with everything that we do in the power warm-up routine, though, there's a recommended number, and then there's the number that you should actually do, and that number that you should actually do, only you can figure out, because that's going to depend on your particular needs. So if you need to do 3 per side or 4 per side just because you're feeling particularly tight, or let's say you've traveled and you've been sitting a lot, or you've been exercising or recovering, anything like that, then do as much as you need to get to that point where you start to feel the release. But otherwise, generally recommended 2 per side. So that's a great question there coming on in. Let me just refresh my screen, make sure I'm not missing any others. No, looks like that is it for today, and that's perfect. So we want to keep these as close to 5 to 10 minutes as we possibly can. So thanks for showing up, everybody. Today, day 7 complete, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Move better, play better.